Trapler Ross just exposed Adam22 for snaking Faux Extra. Interesting story here. We about to get into a bit of this. I'm gonna just say, I don't know. I think Kiwi Head just spiraling. Everything, he just looked bad in every situation. I don't know, bro. Y'all be the judge of the story and online, but we gonna do it up. What's the righteous word? It's your boy Gangland Neem, aka Neiman. I before the E. Man, golly. I don't know y'all. Remember that. And we back with another video. New video. A lot going on with No Jumper, bro. I'll be honest with you. And I would say like No Jumper, but really it's Adam22. Adam22 don't got the best relationships. And that's what you could just tell from so many different situations with his cast, with different artists and content creators. It's just like, I mean, if you having a problem with everybody, do everybody got the problem, or are you the problem? I'm just throw that out there. But Ari Paul, shout out Ari for the content. He might see this and strike my shit, cause I don't care for him. It just is what it is. I don't care for him. You know what I mean? But I feel like I should be able to get up here and say how I feel about things just like he does. He paint because as serial killers 24/7, having zero actual evidence of these people being serial killers. So I feel like I could get up here and go, Harry Potter, that stupid ass bow tie, that dumbass cardigan vest. Yeah, that's what I think. In the 40s. He's in the 40s. The 40s with the cardigan sweater. Anyway. Ari had some things to say about the Faux Extra situation. This is what I'm going to tell you. I watched this whole thing. Again, shout out Trapler Ross for this content, and y'all should go peep this because it's an interesting story involving him, Adam22, Cam Capone, and 4 Extra. Really interesting stuff here, but it was a piece of this that I wanted to bring to y'all, and that's what we about to do. If this is your first time to the channel, like and subscribe off the back. I got that from 4 Extra, so y'all understand that too, because I still get a lot of you guys in the comments like, it's like and subscribe. Do you think that I don't know that it's like and subscribe? Just out of curiosity, like, you know what I mean? But again, that's me like paying homage to like 4 Extra. He said that one time, and I was like, I really like that, so now I use it. You know what I mean? So, like and subscribe off the back. Off the back, don't troll me. If this is your first time to the channel, shame on you, but we about to get straight into this. Nigga got the hexagon, plexiglass, bifocals, gang. I don't know. Ari. Shout out all my good people. I greatly appreciate y'all support and all that, man, for real. But yeah, let's do this.
Thing went wrong, and this is where I'm gonna tell you some stuff that nobody knows. Offline. I'm gonna tell you some stuff. I'm gonna just put it out there, okay? And this is no disrespect. 4 Extra's entitled to feel how he felt about Adam, and he went through a terrible trauma. And as he discusses in this interview, having his enemies on the show laughing at him when he was going through that hurt his feelings. And that's valid, all right? Adam, he's not seeing it that way. He's thinking it's a lighthearted show. He wasn't personally making fun of 4 Extra. He feels like, bro, we talk about the news. You was in the news. That was front page New York Post. All these big publications were talking about what happened to 4 Extra. So Adam feels like he's entitled to have a show and talk about it if it's in the...
I want to say this too, right? The front page New York Times and all that. Yeah, that's true, but nobody was making light of the situation. Those publications was not cracking jokes and getting commentary from his enemies. Just want to throw that out there, but let's continue.
News. Same way that if Munchie B gets indicted for 5 murders, bro, we're going to be talking about it. And they probably a couple people in the room are going to make jokes about how he's the demon of Inglewood, the King Von of Inglewood, and he was just the grave.
Stop right there. Let's not even do that to Munchie, gang. Like, what's all this about, man? Why you don't talk about some of the people across the pond? This nigga about to indict Munchie, gang. Pay attention.
Or whatever, right? And like, if he feels like that's disrespect and he doesn't feel like that should have been spoken about on the show, that's fair. But ain't no way Adam gonna be like, bro, this is what it is. Now, in the midst of that, there was a rumor going around, okay? Before we go into that, okay? So what happened is that 4Extra apparently called Adam very upset and basically said, yeah, come meet me at a spot. And Adam said he felt like 4Extra was going to hurt him or kill him, or he was like, nah, I was getting bad energy from him. I didn't want to go and meet him. He offered to go to the hospital.
Spooky Johnson. Spooky Johnson. Just throwing that out there. He said he got bad energy. You're Adam Grandmaison. What's anybody going to do to Adam Grandmaison? What? Okay, let's continue because this is good.
Or meet him. He was told no visitors at the hospital, and then Kevin Gates was at the hospital. So Adam felt some type of way about not being invited to the hospital when Kevin Gates was at the hospital, and 4Extras felt some type of way about Adam talking about him on the show. 4Extras invites Adam to, I guess, a studio or a location. Adam doesn't feel comfortable and doesn't go. And that's where the relationship breaks down. And between these two guys, they're two hard-headed guys that are successful in their own fields where they're from, all right? They get love where they're from in two different worlds. They ain't seeing eye to eye, okay? And at this point, the relationship's hard to fix, right? In the midst of that, the rumor starts going around that 4Extras are asking for $50,000 for an interview. Now, because Adam is upset about the situation with 4Extra and 4Extra not showing him love, not inviting him to the hospital, okay? Adam starts airing that out on the news and on the show and stuff like that, okay? Saying, oh, 4Extra's wanting $50,000.
Look, I just got to point this out, right? Shut up, buddy, whatever. Look, though. He mad about not being invited to the hospital. Hey, the man told you pull up, but you were spooked. You said you was getting bad energy. What kind of energy you getting, gang? What kind of energy do you hold yourself to say you getting bad energy from 4Extra, right? He invited you to come pull up. You ain't want to do that. Now you mad he don't want you in the hospital. Now you couldn't pull up on me. Now you can't come to the hospital, nigga. Straight like that. Spooky Johnson.
For an interview, ain't no one going to give him that. He ain't worth that. Now, it transpires that Adam's paying, at least up until this point, Adam was paying 4Extra some kind of, you know, good monthly amount to be on the show and to be in a certain amount of content. Whatever that vlog was, we went to the news. And just bear in mind, and I don't say this in any disrespectful way, I've never been paid a penny from No Jumper. Any appearance I've ever done on No Jumper has been free. That's my homies. That's my crew that I rock with. I just pop up and go on there. I've never asked for money. I don't need money. I'm good with money, to be honest with you. I'm good. So I'll pop up any platform I've ever been. I ain't never been paid. I ain't been paid to go on Vlad, right? Some people get paid. I don't ask to get paid because that's love. I don't need to. I don't want to. I've never said to Adam, yo, I want to get paid for this, that, and the other. Okay. So that's just off the rip, right? That's just for the record. I just wanted to make that clear. 4Extra's getting paid a monthly amount to do things. That vlog that we did at the zoo, he's getting paid for that. I'm just pulling up. That's a fun day out for me. That's the homies ask if I want to go to the zoo. I'm down. And we're going to film it? Cool. Obviously, things go left.
Didn't know that he was doing all that stuff for free either. Just throwing it out there. I didn't know that homie was just doing that. That's crazy. I don't matter how good your money is and none of that. That's the homies. The homies make money off that content, though. But, again, I'm not in none of these guys' position, right? I'm a broke YouTuber.
I don't know exactly how it went down, but obviously Adam's no longer paying 4Extra to be on the show. 4Extra's not turning up to the show. Their business relationship ends at a certain point. And somewhere in between there, Adam donates $1,000 to 4Extra's GoFundMe. Now, it's not a life-changing amount of money, but I think that was the most amount anyone donated. And I think maybe I was the second biggest donor. I think I'd sent like $500-600. Again, it's like, I feel like there's been a lot of things recently where it's like, oh, that's not enough. Oh, you only donated 1,000. Oh, you only sent this person 500. It's like, bro, I don't have to send anyone anything, bro. I don't owe anyone anything. So Adam wanting to do that for 4Extra, I thought was a nice thing. Obviously, it didn't help. It didn't go down. It didn't do anything, right, for the relationship. And I feel like there was probably a little bit of saltiness on Adam's behalf, feeling like, well, look, you hating on me and you inviting other people to meet you at the hospital, but not me, and I sent you $1,000. You ungrateful. Now, again, 4Extra's been.
I want to point out again, he invited homie. He said, pull up on me. Adam22, the Grand Maison, didn't want to pull up. He said he got bad energy. Again, I think that's super funny, right? Nobody's going to do anything to me. But you don't want to pull up on 4Extra, and I thought that was your friend. I thought that was your friend. He asked you to pull up. You're supposed to pull up. Okay. All right.
Through so much that, like, he's in a mental state where he's
golly
gone through a really traumatic event, and he's entitled to feel however he wants to feel about shit at that point. Okay, so
and I respect Trap LaRosse for this, because y'all know this about me, right? Niggas be like, oh, you're a hater or whatever, but I give the credit where it's due, right? I want to say, too, real quick, let's go big. Bada bing, bada boom, baby. I want to say shout out to Trap LaRosse for this, right? Because this is what I could tell you. I feel the way I feel about the content that he does. He's making all of our rappers serial killers and all that. But when it comes to this situation, how he carried this, this is a life-changing event that happened to this man, and he's entitled to feel however he wants to feel about it. Straight up. And he echoes this sentiment through this clip for real. I kind of feel like he's on Faux Extra side more than anybody's. I'll be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? So I want to shout out Ari Potter. Ari. I want to shout out Trap LaRosse for that, for real. You know what I mean? I'm a hater still, though. Don't think I'm not a hater, because I am. But shout out him for that. Let's continue.
It is what it is. You got two guys that are going through different scenarios, not seeing eye to eye. Now, here's where things really go left, because we're hearing all this stuff about, oh, 4Extras wants $50,000 for an interview. Now, Adam was basically saying...
And whoever said that, really quick, whoever said that he wanted... Because this 50K was being thrown around. I did content on it back when it happened and everything, but we never heard 4Extra say that. We never heard Lupe say that. We never heard anybody really connected to anything say that he wanted 50 grand for an interview. I do believe he wanted to be paid, but 50 grand? Who even said that? Kiwi Head might have made that up himself. Just throwing it out there.
That's too much. That's ridiculous. Ain't no one going to pay that. I feel like there's a world where 4Extras gets paid $50,000 for an interview and it is worthwhile, and whoever pays that recoups the money. I think there is a world where that happens, but I think just that's unfortunately not what ended up happening. And I think as more time passed, I feel like it became more of a thing where Adam, because he was feeling upset about what went down with 4Extra, Adam kind of bringing that up a lot, all right? And he kind of throwing that in 4Extra's face. And again, it's almost like he's not thinking 4Extra's been through this traumatic incident. He's feeling like, bro, I was putting money in 4Extra's pocket to the point where... Like, how are you not even inviting me to the hospital? How are you not showing me a little bit of love? Like, really just me talking on a podcast with people that you don't get along with about the situation that was front page news is enough?
Boom, and right here, really quick, let's do this. You wasn't putting money in his pocket, Kiwi Head. You was paying him. You act like you was just giving 4Extra money because he's 4Extra the general from 40 Crip or something. That's not the case, bro. He was up there doing content, and damn good content if you ask me. You made him Crip Mac. For a cool little moment up there, you made him Crip Mac, right? So you paid him for services rendered, gang. You wasn't giving him bread out the kindness of your heart. Let's stop all that, y'all. Let's stop all that. But let's continue. Like, come on, man. What's niggas talking about?
So I think Adam felt betrayed at a certain point. And again, it's like, I ain't going to tell 4Extra how to feel. I ain't going to tell Adam how to feel. I'm just telling you this is what was going down. Now, in the midst of all of this, more and more time passes. And I think it gets to the point where it's like, as we get further away from the incident, it's less and less likely that someone's going to give 4Extra a large amount of money for the interview just because time is passing and it's kind of being, it was a huge front page news story. And then it's like other things start happening in the culture and it's kind of like, it becomes less and less likely. But I still felt like this could have been patched up. Now, I went to No Jumper and I had a private conversation with Adam. And I basically said to him, and you know what I'm saying? Look, I hope he doesn't mind me putting this out there. But I'm sure he would vouch for this happening, okay? I'm in the office.
Pay attention. He's putting it out there. I like when people put things out there. I love it.
With him, he's kind of saying, oh, I'm pissed at 4Extra. Like, I'm not, why wasn't I invited to the hospital? Like, why is he not grateful for all the money that I'd done put in his pocket up until this point? Just because I did one podcast with other people that he don't get along with talking about his situation when he front page news. Now, I felt I was in the middle of the scenario. So I've said to Adam, I'm like, look, man, he's been through a really traumatic scenario. I feel like you got to give him the benefit of the doubt.
Real nigga shit right here. I'm going to run this back real quick. Ari is not a real nigga, but this is real nigga shit. And I have to point it out again. You know what I'm saying? Because I will hate on your ass and I am the biggest hater. So don't get it confused. But I have to give credit where it's due. Listen to what Trap LaRosse is saying right here, bro. This is logical thought right here. Pay attention to this. I fucks with this.
But man, he's been through a really traumatic scenario. I feel like you got to give him the benefit of the doubt in this situation. I feel like you should patch it up with him. I feel like you should humble yourself and go to him on positive vibes. I feel like he's been through a lot. You should let it go, what you feel like he wronged you on, and you should just go to him with positive vibes and make him an offer. And look, this was just my opinion.
Look,
I said to Adam, you should offer him 10 grand. You can ask Adam. You can vouch for it. Now, yep, you know, the rumor was 4 extra 150.
Funny that Grand Maison, the Great White, right? Funny he never mentioned that. Funny he never, when they was disputing money, this, that, and the other, right? It's crazy. Every comment that he made about 4 extra, this, that, and the other interviews he doing, he don't got no value. It's funny that he never mentioned that Trap LaRosse had this conversation with him and said, dude, you should at least give him a 10 banger, fool. Give him 10 grand. It's not 50, but it's enough to make it feel like you rocks with him. You know what I'm saying? Why you never mention that? That's wild to me. Niggas like to omit things. I see. I want to let y'all know, omission just like lying. Don't get it fucked up.
Some people felt like that was too much. Quite a bit of time had passed at this point, and I said to Adam, look, man. He was like, I don't know if I would. I feel like it's not worth 10. And I said, maybe to you it's not worth 10. But I said, I feel like giving him 10 grand and putting 10 grand in his pocket, I feel like is enough for him to feel like you did right by him. And it's enough to patch up that relationship. And it's enough to open that door for you guys to get back together and do content again. And I said to him, look, you and him was a good team. You made great stuff together. I think for just to make him a offering of peace, call him and say, bro, I got 10K for you. Let's squash the beef. Like, let's do some content. I'm gonna put 10K in your pocket,
and then you can bleed him out like you was before. That Kiwi head cheap as hell, boy. I know that anyway, boy. He offering niggas per episode up there, but this nigga's cheap. Like, damn. And then you gonna get him back, and then you can do it up again. Off the back, you could do it all up again. He didn't even want to do that. Let's continue.
We're gonna patch this up, and Adam. In front of me, he said, "Yeah, I want to patch it up." And I've talked him down. I've talked him down from being like, bro, this guy's, bro, how's he not appreciative for all the stuff that I did for him in the past? I've talked him down, and I've said, just call him and say you'll give him 10K and patch it up. He's got his phone out. He's tried to make the call. It's rung off, and I'm kind of like, it's tense. And I'm said like, maybe just give him another chance. Let's give it 5 minutes. Just try and call again. And I can't remember, I might be remembering this wrong, but either the second or third time that shit, like, it was like the call was blocked or whatever. I don't know whether the call was blocked or it just rung off or it was just, he wasn't answering the call. And unfortunately, I felt like I saw in that moment, I felt like when I'd convinced Adam, look, offer him 10K and like, I feel like that would be a good way to just rekindle and get the relationship back on track. It's not worked out. And then I feel like being ignored in that moment, I feel like that's hurt Adam's ego. And then he's really been on some like, nah, fuck this. Like, nah, fuck it, fuck him. And that was hard for me to take because I felt like I was in the middle of this thing. I'd met 4 extra, I'd become friendly with him at this trip at the zoo. And I felt like, man, I was so close to getting this relationship back on track. I don't know if 4 extra would have accepted that, but I feel like that would have been worth it to just say like, even for him, just like, bro, you wasn't happy about what happened, but Adam's heart's in the right place and he didn't mean it like that. And like take 10K and do a little bit of content and then just rebuild the relationship from there. And you could be getting monthly or you could do a celebrity, whatever. It's a celebrity, but I don't know. All right. But just, I felt like that was a good way to get there. And it didn't work out, man. And that was sad for me because I just felt like I've had the best intentions for this thing and I've wanted Adam and 4 extra to just try and squash this thing. So time passes, all right? And there ain't no 4 extra interview happened. There ain't no one talking about what's going on or like who's going to pick up the interviews. I just don't know what's going on. All right? And I ain't heard from 4 extra at this point, okay? Let me just, I just need a little pick me up right now. So I get a call out the blue from 4 extra. All right, excuse the pump, out the blue. He calls me and he says, "What's good, man?" I said, "How you been?" I'm low key. I'm so glad to hear from him, right? And okay, in between this, I've sent him voice notes and messages just of support. I've never heard back from him. I've said, "Bro, I hope you're okay. I'm so sorry to see what's happened." Like,
listen to this too. We're gonna get out of here in a second, but I want you to listen to this too because what I feel that really quick, right? What I feel Trap LaRosse is doing right here is I think that Trap Ross is trying to separate himself from Adam22, right? Adam22 got 4Extra's ops on the platform. They making jokes and he running content and this, that, and the other. He's got 4Extra on the thumbnails and this, that, and the other. And what he's doing right here is telling you that, hey, I was trying to befriend him. Even though he wasn't answering me either, I was still showing him love because that's what you're supposed to do. Kiwi Head was not doing that, right? I think that what Trap Ross is trying to do here is separate himself. And I got another video about to drop because I think that Adam22 shaded Trap Ross on some business. I think he did some jank mank shit. And I'm explaining that to y'all. But that's another video. But let's continue.
I'm here for you. Like, big ups, all gonna be good. I've done one video about him. Okay. Let me see if I can find it. I've done one video about him, but I've talked about him super positively, okay? I've done this video. This is not the end of 4Extra, all right? And I talked positively about him. I retold the story of meeting him. I talked about exactly what happened, okay? And I see this here. This. We'll get to this in a minute, right? So that's happened. All right, and in the midst of this, okay, this is the one thing I forgot. Probably about a week before he called me, and I've sent him messages and I've been like, oh, giving him support. And I'm like, bro, I'm going to cover what you got going on. Like, it's no disrespect. Anyway, I've done a documentary about his life story in between. And I've not heard from...
Now you hear that. He's like, I'm letting him know. Hey, bro, I'm about to cover... He don't even do that. Trap Ross don't even do that. He's letting him know. Hey, I'm about to cover this. We'll do. Still in communication, even though Brody ain't in communication with him. Pay attention.
So I'm just thinking, bro, this is what I do. I don't ask people for permission to do videos about them, but I've thought I'm going to do a video about 4Extra. I'm going to be very respectful. I'm going to tell his life story. I'm going to just break it down. I'm going to explain meeting him, all of this stuff. And obviously we're going to lead up to the very sad situation that happened. So I've done this. He's called me. All right. And I'm thinking like, I'm so glad to hear from him. I'm relieved that I'm hearing from him, but I'm also kind of like, I hope I'm not in trouble with him. But he's like, no, it's cool. I see the video you did about me. It was very respectful. Everything you've done about me has been very respectful. I appreciate it. And I'm like, bro, I'm so glad to hear from you. I just hope you're okay. I hope you're recovering okay, all this stuff. And then he says to me, I want you to do my interview.
And that's where we gonna end this, y'all. That's where we gonna end this. You know what I'm saying? Because, again, I'm going to have a part 2 to this, right? But it's a whole nother thing going on, right? I think that Adam22 snaked Harry Potter on some business. That's what I think. I think Harry knows how to kind of play the game, right? So he's not just going to, like, face front be like Adam22, right? But I think he feels a way about this. And I'm going to explain it to y'all in this next video. Make sure y'all stay tuned for that. I'm definitely going to explain that because it just all plugged together for me. I was just like, that's super specific. You know what I mean? That's super specific. But y'all hear it right there. He tried to get Kiwi Head to piece it up, but Kiwi Head ego is just garbage. You know what I'm saying? Like, straight up. Again, I want to say shout out Trap Ross for the way that he carried the situation. Point blank. This is what I'm gonna say too. I have to in the same breath, right? I believe he was up there politicking that nigga's exploding hand too, though. I believe that he was up there during this time and might have said some things or laughed or something, but I don't want to be nitpicky or whatever. Him and 4Extra cool, they cool, whatever. I can't say nothing about that. But I do believe he might have said some shit too. But shout out to him for how he carried this and trying to piece up the situation. You know what I mean? I do believe that's pretty stand up. You know what I mean? And Kiwi Head all behind the scenes like, him. No, I'm Adam Graham Mason, the greatest white. I'm going to do that every video. I'm a great white. That's how gang feel. He's a great white. But for anybody looking for any kind of marketing or promotion when it comes to this YouTube content creation, make sure y'all tap in with @DreaTheVirgo on Instagram. Again, that's @DreaTheVirgo on Instagram. Serious inquiries only. She's working with a bunch of different content creators throughout all the sectors. She can help you with anything from views to viewer retention, thumbnails, monetization, copyright strikes, SEO, content curation, whatever it is. Again, that's @DreaTheVirgo on Instagram. Serious inquiries only. But what I want y'all to do is comment down below and let me know what y'all think about Harry Potter, keeping it all the way funky about Kiwi Head and 4Extra. Y'all let me know in the comments. It's your boy Gangland Neem. Peace.